It was a time of curiosity and wonder. The thunder of coal-driven steel ushered in a new era for America as cities and towns were being connected by the railroads. And in the late 19th century throughout the early 20th, the railroad circus was enjoying its zenith.
It was literally a circus that would arrive to town by rail, and part of the spectacle of the circus included the arrival of the train to town, the offloading of the train and the animals and all the employees. And then there would be this street parade that would function really as marketing.
As a boy, W.J. Wendy Morris would revel in the arrival of the circus, its fanfare and ballyhoo, and he sought to preserve that feeling with his 3/8 scale Morris Circus, making its return to the Museum of International Folk Art in Santa Fe.
He was concerned that the memory of the railroad circus was going to be lost to future generations because the railroad circus was undergoing a huge transformation beginning in the 20s and the 30s.
As America fought to recover from the stock market crash of 1929, non-essentials to daily life began to fall by the wayside, including entertainment.
With the Great Depression, a lot of the circus traditions were disappearing. And so he started by building a single circus wagon, and it was mostly out of used parts, including cheese crates and that sort of thing. And eventually, over the course of 40 years, it grew to what he said was 100,000 pieces.
And while the true numbers may be closer to tens of thousands of pieces, the feat is still incredible considering Morris's process of creation.
He used materials like old crates, and then he would buy a single toy. For example, a little German figurine, and he would make a mold of it, and then from that he would cast, either out of plastic or ceramic or metal, additional figures.
Audience members consist of roughly 5 or 6 different figures. However, Morris would painstakingly paint each character, giving a unique life to his hamlet of circus goers.
We have some of his original molds on display in the exhibition, and he would usually use the home stove to bake these individuals.
And while the circus represents fun and games, a further look underneath the big top reveals a deeper, sometimes darker reflection of days gone by.
Today we can recognize that things like the circus sideshow, also known as the freak show, is grossly insensitive, it's discriminatory. It put people on display for the entertainment of others, whether they be non-Western peoples who were presented as exotic specimens, or whether they were people on display because of some sort of congenital disease. We also can notice in the big top, you can see that there is segregation that's taking place. And this was a segregation that actually existed in the historic circus. So there is actually a designated section for African American spectators that you'll notice when you look in the big top.
Whether enthralled by the mastery of the miniature or entranced by the snapshot in time, the Morris Circus still captures the imagination of young and old.
It appeals to many generations. So we knew that it would be a popular family event, that it would be great for kids, but what we didn't necessarily anticipate was that an older generation would have all of these memories that they're sharing with us about their own experiences with the circus, including the railroad circus.
So be sure to get under the big top before the Morris Circus pulls out of town. For more information, head over to casa.com.